Yippee!
I'm fine. I got better. Luckily, magical healing does wonders for a collapsed lung.
I'm not even that magical, but I'm glad I helped.
I'm assuming we have, like, a cleric at the station.
You
At
think
least
I
one
would
or
let
two.
anyone else put their hands on you? You're my captain, oh captain. It's my job to keep you alive. No one else's.
And besides, magic doesn't work this deep.
Yeah.
Something about the pressure.
We're on the surface.
Apparently, John is not being heard by the stream. I love it when John's mic isn't connected.
Let's try now. Let's try that and see if that works. I'm gonna update the title of the stream because I forgot that James had changed it because there were things that happened on Wednesday.
Sorry, John, you're not the only thing that happens in quad.
I'm aware, but good lord, is it funny that I claim to be a professional and then this happens.
It's okay, we all have bad days.
Well, it doesn't help that we went from one game to another almost immediately.
So, we're all doing pretty great, I assume, after everything had happened. No one is dead, which is important and good.
That is pretty cool.
I'm trying to remember, what was our bonding moment? Didn't you give me a cigarette or something?
I gave you tobacco and rolling paper.
That's right.
And just a quick, does anyone know how much money we made? Each.
I wrote it down.
I believe it was
Yes.
150 apiece.
150
125,
apiece.
I think. Oh, was it 150?
Yeah, it was 125.
Okay.
125. Cool.
125.
You
I thought
stole
it was
a few
120. I was not sure.
Extra. You stole a few extra for yourself, I believe.
No,
I think it was 7.
I talked them into giving us 7 gold pieces, so that we could look at them for the algae. But I think we use human dollars and not gold as currency.
Yes, we do use a more modern money's currency.
Huh, I wonder what the gold market's like right now.
Atrocious, because everyone knows that
Everyone.
all of the world governments backed off of the gold standard at the turn of the century.
But then what do they pair their currency against?
Lies and taxes, clearly.
You have to remember, there's an entire city that literally became a tourist destination because there were some evil wizards that were making it into a tourist destination.
That's fair. So,
Like, the economy is...
let's try this introduction again now that I can actually be heard. So, welcome to the third dive of Depths of the Druma. Last time we all met, you went out into the more open ocean and discovered the wreck of the Heralder, an Age of Sail ship that was carrying a very precious cargo. You found it, and you pulled from its guts 2 chests worth of gold coins, and the company was very pleased with your efforts, and so you were given money for the first time. It's now been a few days since that last expedition, and things have been relatively fine. You've done a couple more training dives, getting more and more used to the suits. When a alarm sounds from within Gorgon Point. And as the alarm blares throughout the hallways, all activity stops, and people begin to rush to various stations that they are supposed to be. And you all watch as Denzin goes running towards loading bay 1. And those of you who are near a window will note that there is a submersible coming in. And it is coming in fast. Mercedes, I would like you to make a piloting check. And this is done by rolling all of your agility.
Uh-huh.
Plus
and piloting, right?
And plus piloting.
Okay. And you said to add 2 to piloting, right?
Correct.
When we talked last. Okay.
Yes, I did.
So that's a ridiculous amount of dice.
Yep.
It's /R.
Slash roll, and then the number of d6 that you are rolling.
Hey guys, do submersibles have brakes?
I sure hope so.
That's 1 success.
Excellent. So, as you watch as this submersible comes careening towards Gorgon Point, it pulls up and almost stops, coming to a hover as it begins to enter the docking port. And what you see is Denzin angrily entering the docking port. There is a series of shouts, and eventually he comes out looking rather angry, followed behind by Mercedes. Please describe Dulce.
So, Dulce is a teal blue tiefling, just like Hallister is, not Hallister, like Denzin is, and she does not look upset about her porting in. She looks more than pleased. She is really proud of herself, and she's got bouncy blonde hair, and she's got just a big smile. Her tail is kind of just waving behind her, just like giddy, as she tries to explain to her brother how she just came back from like the most wonderful like test run of the submersible. Just trying to explain to him that like you shouldn't be worried. I really did so well. I'm proving myself. I'm a really capable pilot.
Unbelievable. If you had wrecked that into this port, I don't even want to describe the amount of damage you could have done, let alone the paycheck that would have come out of.
But did I wreck it? No, I did not wreck it. It is just fine. It is perfectly sound in the dock, as promised.
You are lucky.
Not lucky, talented. There's a big difference.
And Denzin will roll his eyes, shake his head, and he can't help but smile. It's good to see you again.
I promised I would come. I would be here as soon as I could be, but I had important things to finish back home, and now I'm here.
Well, it is just as well. Oh, these are the divers that you'll be taking out today.
Who? These ones?
Yes. Commander Plum, Verdant, Honey, and Marin.
She
Good
gives
evening.
like a big kind of bow, like twisting her wrists outward and, very dramatic and a big grin. And she still looks over and then she like turns her head a little to Denizen and is like, these landlubbers, you let them under here.
Marin is more acquainted with the sea than she gives off, as is Verdant and Commander Plum. And Honey has proved herself to be quite adept in underwater combat.
Oh, all right. We will see, I suppose.
But, I need you all to come with me, quickly. We have a very urgent dive that needs to begin.
Understood.
It's very nice to meet you. What's your name?
Is Dulcet? Dulcet, if you are taking notes, and like the sweet sound of my beautiful voice.
Honey would edge up to the boss and go, "Don't worry, I've got annoying siblings too. I get it."
We've only
It
nearly
must be-
drowned 3 times.
Say that once again. All I heard was 3 times.
We've only nearly drowned 3 times.
Guess third time wasn't the charm.
No, but we are here now, are we not? Well, we need to get you suited up and I will explain everything that we know. And he will hustle his way back towards Launch Bay 1.
I believe we follow.
Yes.
Yep, Dulcet is right on his heels.
Well, a few days ago, towards the beginning of the week, we had sent out a exploration probe. Another group of divers had gone out and they were just exploring around. There were reports that maybe there was an underground temple, or at least a temple stat on the edge of a mountain at one point. Very, very ancient structure it is. But over time, the shifting of the plates and the rising of the seas, it is now underwater. And we wanted to go try and discover this. And so we sent a team. We haven't heard back. But I only equipped their Odyssey class with enough oxygen to maybe last another day or 2. I'm getting worried.
So, this is an exploration, this is a rescue.
Yes, very much so. We have their last known location, and we're going to send you there, but I don't know what you're going to find. It will still take you a while to get there, more than likely 3/4 of a day. I will equip you with enough oxygen to last you maybe 5, if this is a prolonged expedition.
If they are going to be at risk of not having enough oxygen, is it possible to get an oxygen tank to treat them if we do find them alive?
I can provide you with spare, yes. I will place it within the storage of the submarine.
Perfect, thank you.
But you are looking for, we called it the Agreer. It should be the depth of, the estimated depth that it was at when the last transmission was sent was about 90 meters, so a little shallower than where the Heralder was, but it's still quite deep. The possibility of it going beyond its crush depth is, well, it is a possibility.
So get in, find where they are, hopefully rescue them, and get out and report the location.
Yes, I think that would be the best plan. Um, but if you're all suited up and ready to go, I will place Dulcet in charge of getting you there. Think you can manage that?
Always. And she kind of gives like a half sincere salute.
In one piece, please.
Yes, they'll come back with all of their pieces.
Speaking of pieces, before we head out, you said there were multiple people on the ship, correct?
Yes, 3 of them.
If, and it might sound a bit morbid, and for that I apologize, but if we can only save 1 or 2 of them, is there a priority?
No, they are all equal in rank and in stature. If you can rescue anyone, do so.
Okay.
Other than that, I have nothing for you. Good luck. And be swift.
Commander Plum, give a salute aboard the vessel.
Verdant will follow.
Dulcet heads on and heads immediately to the pilot's seat. She's got a little instead of like a bobblehead of like a little hula dancing girl, it's like a mermaid dancing girl that's on the thing.
Oh,
And
that's very cute.
yes. Part of Dulcet that I did not describe, she wears like a sleeveless dive suit, and she has lots of like a traditional sailor tattoos all up at her arm and on her neck, and on the back of her neck she's got a big wheel like on a ship, like old ship.
I think Marion has tattoos like that.
Yeah, and then Marin will roll up her left arm sleeve and show off all of her tattoos. See, this one is a really cool deep sea fish. I know its scientific name, but Verdant tells me that sometimes I bore people when I just start rambling stuff. So this is a really cool deep sea. It's kind of like an anglerfish, but not quite. Up the shoulder here, I have the huge kraken. And then she'll just go on and on about all the different types of fish that she has all tattooed on her arm.
Dulcet is all but thrilled, especially about the kraken. She has a lot of like mythological creatures on her, mermaids, and she's got a big giant squid, which isn't mythological, but like the size of it is just too big, and it's all wrapped around her arm. She's like, I love them so much. You will have to show me sometime where you go to get yours.
Oh yeah, definitely. If we ever get shore leave or whatever, we'll go.
Perfect. And after we get these people all in one piece, I'm sure that we can discuss more plans like that.
So, you all begin to head out. Dulcet, how fast are you going to push this submersible?
Considering, she got a pretty big warning from her brother about just doing the last one, not too bad. She's not gonna throttle it like she usually does. She's just gonna take it the normal urgency of people are dying, potentially.
Fair enough. And so you continue in the direction that your brother has charted out on a sort of scrolling map. He's got the points pinned out for you, and it looks like you'll arrive there within 3/4 of a day. So, as you all continue towards the western coast of Levenkin, your submersible passes over some deeper water. Nothing changes within your visual spectrum as you are staying within the acceptable crush depths, and so light doesn't really change here. Only when clouds cover the sun does it really darken or lighten. But while maneuvering the vessels, I would like some observation rolls from everyone.
I would love to roll an observation roll. I have 3 successes.
Honey's too busy doing her usual ritual,
One success.
looking over the gun and kissing those dog tags.
Marin got 4.
God damn.
So, it starts out as a low rumble, and at first you would think that maybe you had a thermal swell within the water, or perhaps if a fish may have accidentally struck the side of the vessel and it rattled it a little bit. But when the rumble continues, it becomes more apparent that there's a call. And as you begin to listen closer, you can hear what sounds like a distant creature. Very mournful, very eerie is a word to describe it. It almost sends chills down your spine as whatever it is sounds big. And I would like you all to take a point of stress.
Can
just take
I
one.
make a survival check to see if I can identify it?
Yes, you may.
Can I assist?
Yes, you may.
Is that
Or-
1d6 or
It
do you
is.
want me to roll the full
roll 1d6.
thing? Okay.
I got 2 successes.
I did not get success. I'm sorry, Nin.
Am I
I'm a
adding the
terrible lab
stress die
partner.
into this?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I did not get another success, so 2 successes.
Okay. With your 2 successes, the skills. Survival. Would you like to give another PC this an additional success in the same trouble that you are? Gain a +1 modification on a later skill roll, identifying creatures, or impress someone.
Identifying creature.
Okay.
That sounds like the thing I'm doing. 1
1.
So on later rolls to identify creatures, you would get a +1.
Mm-hmm.
You would add
That sounds
another
like
die.
a good thing to have.
Okay.
I feel like we
you.
need to identify things somewhat regularly.
So you would know that the call, with the resonance that it has and the depth of water that you were in, would be categorized as Leviathan class. These are massive creatures. Sometimes they are predatory, sometimes not. It's just Leviathans describe big things within the ocean. And
may I give command roll to our pilot so that they may make a better check to be stealthy with our vehicle?
that you may, which will bring me to our homebrew rules. Isn't that neat? Now, with submersibles, especially being able to maneuver throughout the water, you can indeed rig your mobility for silent running. So it will slow you down significantly, so it'll take you longer to get where you're going, but you can run without external lights, without internal lights, and with your engine noise being severely reduced. That is up to your pilot. It is just a thing you can do. Or you can continue to drive as normal and risk the possibility of being spotted easier.
If
I'm gonna
Plum comes
suggest
up
we
and asks
silent
really,
run.
really nicely.
Pardon, but I don't like the idea of a Leviathan class enemy coming on our ship. Is there any chance you could run silently for a little while?
Oh, I think I know that way. And she kind of like looks a little, like just gives him a big grin of, sure, I know how to do that. And then just starts like tinkering with how to do that setting altogether.
Let me give you a few command die.
What do I use to do
Right,
so?
I'm actually gonna push because we need this to work.
Juan.
You can make another piloting check.
Oh,
Oh dang!
Oh.
So I fail one.
Oh, you
dear.
panic?
I don't panic though.
Oh.
Oh, rolling 8. Sorry.
So I give you no bonus die because I didn't make any.
1 success.
So, after looking over your console, and you know that this is not a piece of equipment that you use frequently, you eventually do find a sort of flip. And when you flick it, you hear the engine cut out slightly, and all of the lights on the outside go out, and you are flooded internally with red lights.
All right. I think I got it there. Is that what you were looking for?
You're doing fantastically, thank you.
Thank you. It is my brother is older than me, and so he treats me as if I don't know what I'm doing. But I did a lot of education towards this, and I have done a lot of flight hours. Not flight, but dive hours. Just a different kind of diving than he does.
Yes, one question. Will it running like this slow us down? Because they are on borrowed time, essentially.
John?
It will indeed slow you down.
Yes, this is quite a bit slower than when we were going before.
Well, I can't imagine our vessel getting destroyed would be very helpful to them either. They said, what, 2 extra days of oxygen to get there? How many days of oxygen did they have left over?
Give or take 1 to 2 days.
How long will it take to get there?
You are probably about halfway there, so you still have about another...
It was going to take three.
It was gonna take you 16 hours to get there, so you have about another 8 to go.
I think it's best
At
if
our
we-
normal speed.
At normal
I think
speed.
it's best if we silent run until that thing is gone. And with that, I think I'll pull out. Does my motion tracker go that far or no?
Your motion tracker, being handheld, would reach out a certain distance, yes. Not nearly as... I mean, if I won't lie to you, if a Leviathan class is within range of your motion tracker, there are problems. Though your submersible does have a sonar system within it, and you may use a heavy machinery check to operate it.
Oh, I thought that would be contact.
Or Comtech. Or both.
Yeah, I'll
We'll do
sit down
contact.
and do I'll sit
We'll
down
do
and do
contact.
contact to assist if that's all right.
That is fine. You all hear the noise again. This time it is a slightly different call because I don't know how well Discord picked up the one I had been using. So we're just going to go with this.
Ah, it's awful.
A low, deep rumble. Dimmy, because you succeeded on your previous observation, you would understand that although this call does come from a Leviathan class, it comes from one called the Jupiter Whale. They are large.
Jupiter whale.
They are very large, bottom depth filter feeders.
Oh, so we're not in
And
danger?
the only thing that they could really do to you is if they were to quickly breach the surface and you happen to be in the way. They will absolutely splinter your submersible. Because the front of them is slightly armored due to the fact that one of their major predators are the massive squids that reside beneath the Twilight Zone.
All right.
That's lovely.
I will relay the fact that it is a big ol' whale.
Then I don't think silent running would help us at all. I think we just need to avoid being above it.
Can do, Captain. And she she will flick off the silent running and go back to just kind of carefully navigating around the creature. But she's like, is our friend then. It is not something to worry about too bad.
May I make a contact just to make sure we're never above it?
Sure. You may make a Comtech roll.
Oh crap, I rolled 2 panic die.
Oh dear.
But I did get a success.
Okay,
Alright,
so
let me
go ahead
roll-
and
let me
roll
roll
your
that.
stress. Yes, roll your stress.
One success is better than
Oh,
no
fuck
success.
What did you roll?
So, that's 6 plus 2, 8.
Oh dear. 8 is one of my favorite. Oh, no, it's not. 7 is. Dang it. Tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer a -2 modification until your panic stops.
Could I use my metal to lower my stress by 1 and get rid of that?
Technically no, but I will allow
actually,
it because it's
I-
funny.
I was gonna say I have. Oh wait, no, I didn't take that skill. Never mind.
Oh, therapist.
Oh no, I did. But I wrote it down wrong. I wrote calming presence. I did not take that one.
So,
So, well, either way, using my
Yeah.
metal, I'll calm down.
Yep.
Remove that trembling, and that is one success, however.
Yep. And you fire off a sonar ping, and it does make contact with something that is below and behind you, but it is several hundred meters down.
I have a question about this creature that I
Yes.
definitely know about. Do they typically travel solitary or in groups?
It depends. There are times of the year where they do travel in groups, mostly migrations back to birthing grounds and whatnot. But you're not within that migratory period, so seeing one on its own is not unheard of.
Okay.
It's really just their sounds, the calls that the Jupiters make are sad. They're mournful. They bring feelings of almost despair when people hear them.
That's understandable. Alright. Shall we carry on?
I believe so.
Pressing forward then.
Yeah. As you continue forward, you get closer and closer to the end destination, where Denzin had sent this previous crew. And as you continue forward, as you continue trying to save these lost divers, your radio begins to pick up some very localized interference. It starts off as just static at first. And then I would like you all to make observation rolls as the static continues through.
Including the pilot, because listening to last time, I wasn't sure.
Including the pilot.
Success.
I want
Okay.
everyone, because you can hear this over loudspeakers.
Okay.
One success.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Okay.
Honey, don't see shit.
2 successes.
Okay.
I should
As-
look actually in the thing.
Okay, so who rolled?
I rolled 1 success.
So Verdant rolled a success. Dulcet rolled a success. Who else rolled a success? Anyone?
I think just Verdant and Dulcet.
Okay. So Verdant and Dulcet, you are the only ones to hear this then. To everyone else, the radio spits out static.
Wait, how many successes do we need to hear? I'm sorry.
How many? Did you roll any successes?
Yeah, I roll 1.
Oh, okay. Then you will hear this as well. Sorry, I couldn't find your roll.
Okay.
So anyone who rolled a success can hear this, but those who did not only hear static. But through the static, it almost sounds like there is the remnants of a message. But it's not necessarily a message. It's more of like sound. And within that sound, you hear what sounds like ghostly shrieks. And what might be the sound of alarm bells blaring in the background. I want you three to take a point of stress as the sounds cut away back into static.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this.
Regardless of how we feel, there's lives on the line.
My brother gave me a job to do. I'm going to finish the job. I'm sorry about your misgivings.
So you continue forward. After about another
Pushing
hour,
right ahead.
you see before you what seems to be a rock cliff. And it stretches into the blue murk on your left and on your right. Seems that you may or may not have hit the coast. And I would like you all to make observation rolls once again as you begin to search the area for your objective.
I panic.
But you also roll a
Honey.
success.
Still
I also roll a
notices
success.
nothing.
You rolled a 6. I think you're fine.
I rolled 2 successes.
Yeah, 7 is when it starts to get nasty, so.
1 success.
Okay. Now, you remember from the briefing that the temple that they were searching for, or at least their last known location, was supposed to be about 90 meters down. And you begin to search about that depth, the 90 meters. And you don't find anything at that depth. So you descend further. 100 meters. 110.
Should we use the motion tracker, see if we can see any bodies?
Just about to say.
Or maybe speak over the radio, see if we can contact them.
Who has the next highest contact? Because I have 5 in total.
I can roll 4.
I
dice.
also have 5.
I have
Alright, so
2.
you go on radio frequency, I'll go on sonar.
Sounds good.
Make contact rolls.
May I give them a command on top of that to give them bonus die on their
Yes, you
radio
may.
frequency check?
You may attempt to command them to check the radios better. You do not command them to do the
Oh my
radios
gosh.
better.
This is so dumb. Alright.
Go ahead and make your contact rolls then. But you descend. Mercedes, you know. You would know that the crush depth, when the hull starts to take damage within this class of submersible, is at about 200 meters. And you descend down to about 160, 170. And you can finally see the bottom. And you begin to kind of maneuver around there. As for those who are comm-teching, what did we get?
No successes. I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna push.
Okay.
Marin got 2 successes.
Okay.
There we go. 2 successes.
And then
2d6 panic.
2d6 panic.
That's 1 fail.
Ooh, 6, you're fine.
I'm fine though. 6 and 5.
Yep. So you blast with sonar onto the depth. Ping of sonar goes out, and you make contact with something very subtly shifting. It's vaguely humanoid shaped, but it doesn't really give off much motion. The radio goes out, and there is no response.
Friends, I don't know if I can go much lower, and if they are lower than us, I don't know if there's a chance for them. I'm really sorry. I don't know if we should even. And she looks pretty distraught over the idea of losing so many people in one fell swoop, but she also doesn't want to lose you guys either.
Is there no way for us to see the ship, at least get visual confirmation? Do we have the headlights? I don't know.
You do have spotlights on the outside of the submersible.
We might have to.
Is there a way to echo to see if there's anything down there?
Yes, with the sonar. So, Trey, the slight motion you get is about 300 meters directly hull right of you, along the canyon wall, or along this rock wall. And it's at about it's only about another 20 meters. So you are definitely going to be pushing crush depth. If you wanted to go to the bottom, but if you wanted to maintain hovering at about the depth that you are, you can do so without major risk to your submersible.
I'll relay the small shape that's off of our bow and say we should investigate that first before moving on anywhere else.
Sideways is certainly more trusting than going down more.
I'm inclined to agree.
So, you begin to traverse the submersible so that your front-facing viewport can get the best view. The spotlights begin to track ahead of you. And eventually you do come to see a metallic object. Not the whole submersible, but bits and pieces. Until eventually you do find the maiden port part of the hull of a submersible sitting on the bottom.
That doesn't look good.
And that is why I do not want to push down any further. Oh,
Verdant will put a hand on their shoulder.
So we can't go out ourselves and have a look at that, or look for survivors, but
You may. The suits are pressurized.
I don't mind going out there.
I do all feel that going for a swim. I'm personally torn.
I mean, if they aren't alive, then I mean, they won't be looking very pretty, you know? There's many things here that would take any scraps they could find.
And if there is one, even one alive, they could be out there slowly suffocating or waiting their death.
It is fair.
Honey's already gearing up.
Looks like it's decided then. Shall one of us stay behind? Perhaps the pilot?
I can stay behind to bring it to you in case, something happens and you need me to bring it closer, but that's up to you.
Just bring us down to the safest depth possible and get ready for a quick escape if needed, or if we don't respond, we need at least someone to get back and save the vessel and let
Break
people
the
know what
news.
happened here.
All right.
And Plum will put on his outfit, get ready to go.
Okay.
Well, actually, I should ask before this happens. Is there any way they can help us from the vessel? Like make contact rolls to see if anything big is on their way, or maybe like a maneuver roll?
I mean, they
to
could still
note
act it.
something?
They could still use the sonar. I will tell you, doing so within this close proximity of an actual human being would liquefy your insides.
Right,
Sonar is a very powerful tool. However, for the case of D&D magics and whatnot, I would say that they can use the accoutrements on the submersible in order to
But the only reason I ask is because I don't want you, Mercedes, just to sit here and not do anything for the whole session. I just want to check and make sure that you have things you can do.
Oh yeah.
Or if not, you should still come with us. Because that'll be more fun for everyone.
That is fair. I will say that they can use their sonar to keep an eye out for any big things, especially down here at this depths. And as it is quickly becoming night, the big things from below do like to come up. And be ready at a moment's notice in the event that all of you need to get the heck out of there quickly. Or they could choose to suit up and dive in with you. That is really Mercedes' choice.
Yeah, so it's up to you, Dulcet.
The ship will be fine here. I can get back to it quickly as well. I'm a excellent swimmer, but that is
Excellent.
yeah. She does look apprehensive, but she just kind of goes over to where the suits are to go get ready.
So, you deploy the a sort of centering device, setting the submarine up to be pretty much hovering where it is, and you all exit the submersible and make your way to the bottom.
Can I say that Verdant grabbed the extra air tank just in case they do run into a survivor who does not have an air tank viable to them?
Nope, that is fine. So, you descend to the floor and your boots kind of sink into the soft mud. And you make your way towards the submersible. I would like observation checks as you investigate the vessel itself.
One success.
2 success, but I panic.
Forgive me, what are we rolling?
Observation.
Honey finally gets a success on the panic die.
And I got a
One
3 for my panic.
success.
2 successes for me.
I'm so sorry to ask this. What's a panic die?
So, whenever you
So-
have when you have a stress level, you will roll an additional d6 equal to your panic level or to your stress level. If you roll a 1 on one of those die, you will re-roll a d6. Take that result and add it to your stress level. I have a table of things that happen to you in the event that you start to freak out.
Okay. So if I get a 4 on my stress die.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. It's
Okay.
only if you roll a 1.
If you roll a 1.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Okay. I think you all should be able to see the
I
roll.
got 2 successes.
Very well.
Yes.
Okay.
And at this point, I have the motion detector activated, looking for signs of life.
Okay. How many of you rolled? Was it just Trey that rolled 2 successes?
Nope, Marin got 2 successes.
Baron got 2 successes. Okay. Anyone who rolled a success, you will note that the submersible has a large gash on the side of its hull that allows for entry into and out of it for further investigation. If you rolled 2 or more successes. So Plum, you would understand this from a military standpoint, and Marin, you would understand this from a scientific one. The wound on the side of this submersible was not caused by crush damage. This was from the inside of the submarine, exploding inwards and then outwards. Something hit the side of the submarine and detonated, dooming the vessel.
So it was a weapon.
That would be a safe assumption.
And Plum will say this out loud. This sub was attacked, not by any fish, by a missile.
You're not making me feel any better about being outside of our own submersible. I hope you're aware of that.
No. If there was an enemy vessel nearby, our sonars would have picked them up by now, but who the hell would be attacking our vessels? Does the company have any enemies? And I'll look at our pilot and ask her.
Go ahead, Mercedes, and make me a general wits or empathy check. With your stress die, of course. Thinking under pressure and whatnot. So just roll your wits or your empathy score and then add your stress die to it.
Well, damn.
That is a well damn. So,
Oh.
Oh, John, your mic all
Oh,
right?
2 successes.
no.
And then
Is it better? Is it worse?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
better.
It's
Fine.
better.
My phone decided it wanted to light up next to my microphone, so
Mhm.
caused problems. All right. So 2 successes, no panics, so you're good on that end. You've heard in the off and on conversations you've had with your brother, that there are other dive companies out there. And Dr. Earcart has expressed to your brother, and likewise in turn to you, that one of them is nothing more than a treasure hunting organization who are nothing more than pirates, pretty much.
You know how there are pirates on the surface? They exist underwater too. And we ought to get back to our ship, and we ought to go back.
Why did your brother not tell us this?
It is rare to run into them. It is not something we have encountered too many times before. In fact, I've never even seen a situation like this before in my time of piloting submersibles. They usually do not bother us. We do not go over very expensive or, usually we are not doing dives that are of great importance that they would attack
Have you
towards us.
seen that whale before?
I mean, yes, I've seen a whale before.
Well, it's nice to hear about them ahead of time, isn't it? Let's search the wreck.
Do we know what this wreck was doing here? What it was transporting and studying? Was that mentioned?
So this is one of the Leviathan Initiative submersibles, and it was sent here trying to look for the entrance to a temple which had long since sunk beneath the waves.
I just wasn't sure if they would have anything already on their ship, other than like a map, I suppose, that these pirates would want.
Verdant, if someone has attacked them, almost certainly they have already taken the valuable things or the research already. We can check, but we need to make this quick. We should not linger.
Yeah, and through all the bickering, Honey would have been approaching.
Yeah.
Rather than just floating around out there while everybody argued.
Yeah.
Where on a vessel would a survivor hide, most likely?
Wherever there's a vessel left, an air pocket. Something hard, something sturdy that would possibly protect them from anything.
Is
Honey
anything
would
popping up on my motion tracker?
There's nothing popping up on your motion tracker besides, sort of north of you, there's like a cave entrance. And every once in a while, you do get a humanoid-ish movement from there.
Honey
Worth
would have
investigating or worth staying away from?
The fact that it's not a full-on like thing moving, but it still picks up, can be odd. But that choice is really yours.
Gotcha. What was that, Nikki?
I was gonna say Honey's moving along the side of the vessel, knocking shave and a haircut into the hull as she approaches the breach.
Mercedes, I will say this as well, is this pirate organization has been named. They call themselves Scylla.
Like Cilla.
Scylla, as in the Greek monster.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Dulcet will kind of relay that and be like, if you see anything at all, maybe attackers who got, what was coming to them, if anything says Scylla on it, that is the proof that that company has attacked us.
And continued, shave and a haircut.
Yeah. As Honey approaches the gash of the submarine, you will note that there are several harpoons sticking out of the hull of this submersible. Looking at them, you know exactly what these things are. These are handheld, rapid-fire munitions designed for underwater hunting and combat that were fired into the hull of the submarine.
Such as the one I'm using.
Such as the one you were using.
Wonderful.
The rounds themselves might not be as quite of good quality, but it's clear that someone shot into this thing.
Verdant, can I borrow your knife?
I don't have a knife.
Whatever blade you were wielding before.
I had a pry bar before. I have a scalpel. Yeah, he digs around and pulls out a scalpel.
Never mind. Remind me to pick up a dive knife whenever we get back. And then
What do you need?
Honey will try to crawl into the breach.
Okay. It's a pretty big breach. You can absolutely swim through it.
Okay.
Commander Plum will follow behind.
All right. Verdant, you did hear me ask what they needed the knife for, right?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I heard you. Can I have a knife? That sounds really smart.
No,
The
no,
knife-
you know this is my special knife.
Yeah, but it would be a very good thing for a very nice friend to do.
The knife
But-
was for when something inevitably tries to jump out at me, I can stab it.
Oh, yeah,
Easier to
no,
bring a
this is
knife
just a little
around in close quarters than this massive gun.
pocket knife. It won't really help you too much.
So again, remind me to pick up a dive knife. And Honey is leading the way into the vessel. She will order everybody to just stay at the breach until she at least clears whatever compartments are immediately breached.
Okay.
And yeah, she'll do just basic sweep and clear.
Okay. There is carnage inside that source when you cross that breach. It looks like what wasn't destroyed may have been ransacked after it hit the ground. But you see eventually who was being shot at in the back of the submersible. There is a diver floating, and they are riddled with harpoons. 5 or 6 of them to the chest, and as the body free floats there, it eventually begins to turn, and you can see that there was eventually an execution shot of a harpoon round right through the faceplate of the helmet.
And are they wearing any identifying markings, such as one of ours?
This is one of yours. It has the patch of the Leviathan Initiative sewn onto the shoulder.
Then Honey will call back that body found. Already dead. I don't think there's anybody left alive in here. Is there any kind of open frequency, or all the suits are on like the same frequency, aren't they?
Your dive suits are connected, yes.
But I mean, if we were trying to communicate with others from
Oh
the
yes,
unit.
there is an open frequency type, yes.
All right, then, as in like it's a channel we'd have to switch to, or it's all open frequency.
It can be just projected from your suit.
Then Honey will do like a call out. Are there any survivors? We were sent to locate your vessel. Unfortunately, it looks like we are now retrieving bodies and survivors. And once she is sure that there's no immediate threats, she will signal for the others to follow.
Yeah, you don't receive any responses
I
to your
enter.
calling out.
So if they weren't responding to that, then at the very least, I don't think there's anyone left alive. I think it would be best if we grabbed the few bodies we can visually see and get back out of here.
You
There's
think
always
that
the
getting out of here is just a better idea? I mean, if there's this much blood in the water already.
Actually, I think I agree. I think this mission's a loss. Hate to say it. Unless, is there a black box on this vessel that we might be able to grab real quick?
Make an observation roll.
Hey, 1 success. 2 successes.
Okay. You pour over where all of the consoles are, all the controls and everything, and you don't see a black box. You see where
It was
one
stolen.
used to be, but you do not see the black box.
Alright, then we definitely need to leave now.
Did you tell anybody that you were getting that signal on the motion tracker?
Yeah, I informed everybody.
All right. Then Honey would want to investigate that.
But okay, but it could be like an eel or something. Do we really want to?
It could be a survivor.
They would have heard you over the radio.
That is
Not if
true.
they were unconscious.
If they were unconscious, they wouldn't be in a cave.
And they wouldn't be moving, triggering the tracker.
I mean, they would probably be floating.
Yeah, do you not feel this current?
Fair enough.
But I don't think that they would be doing super great in a cave.
Which is why it's important to check. You all don't have to, but I feel the need to. And Honey would start moving towards the aforementioned cave, whether anybody follows her or not. Because if it was picked up on the handheld scanner, it shouldn't be too far.
No.
Correct?
No.
And it is only human-sized, even if it is an eel at the very least.
Exactly. I can handle human sized, even if I'm not human sized.
Well, you don't have to go far. Um, almost not even a few dozen meters from the wreck of the submersible, you find what is causing the motion tracker to go off. It is a second Leviathan Initiative diver. This one seems to have been at one point captured alive. They are tied by their ankles to an anchor. And they are floating at the entrance of the cave. Their visor lens was cracked through by something small, not like a harpoon, but maybe a small blade or even just a very small blunt object, and it seems that this individual was left there as a warning. As their helmet slowly filled with water. There is a placard or a piece of metal with a message inscribed on it that has been pinned to their dive suit.
Obviously, Honey will read it.
It simply says, "This site has been claimed by Scylla."
Well, there's the proof we needed. Say,
She'll
grab
try.
that and go.
She'll try to release the body and drag it back to the vessel.
Wasn't there supposed to be 3?
They probably took one more, or he's deeper in the vessel. Either way, we could pretty much guarantee he's dead, so we need to go.
Yeah, Honey didn't find the third body during the sweep and clear, right?
Nope.
If he was dead, they would have left him here. Odds are they're using him for they're taking him for information.
So at this point, we load up the 2 bodies and we leave.
Are there any signs around here of, travel? Would probably be difficult to track underwater, but is there anything like obvious?
No. Just the currents.
Alright.
I have a question.
Yes.
In the vessel, are any of their dive suits? Because, I know that they're wearing suits. And obviously the one, but is the third one also missing? Because there is a chance that
Yes.
they just didn't have it.
No, so the third dive suit, the third dive suit is also missing. But full stop, there is no third individual to find because the third individual was standing in the submersible at the point of impact of the torpedo.
Okay.
That would make
So
sense.
at that, we will GTFO
Yeah.
fast.
We take the 2 and leave.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, Honey would be moving back, but she's back to her very sullen silence after being the most talkative she's been since this started.
Verdant will wrap their bodies in some kind of cloth once they make it back to the ship.
And you will now travel 16 hours back to Gorgon Point.
Immediately after getting back into the vessel, Honey would roll herself a cigarette.
Can you please not smoke inside of the... This is a very small ship. Like, I understand really wanting to, but, like, there's not great ventilation in here.
I think there's zero ventilation.
Open a window.
I mean, I
even a
can,
stretch
but
for
you
it.
won't like the outcome.
Nobody is opening windows, and no one is lighting cigarettes in the vessel while I am piloting.
Do you know how unhealthy that is for you?
That's the point.
At least keep it in your suit.
If she's not allowed to smoke by the others, then she'll just go over to a secluded corner and pull out those dog tags.
Very well.
Repeatedly running the chain between her fingers the whole way back.
Verdant will play with his own necklace at this point. Just kind of making sure the bodies stay stable wherever they have been laid.
So you all go back to Gorgon Point, and you pull into the station. It's Docking Bay 1. And the first person to greet you is Denson. So,
Hello, Denson.
No luck. The vessel was destroyed by the pirates. I think the name was Scylla.
you can see that there is a real fear in his eyes when you mention the name.
And it wasn't just an on-foot attack. The entire vessel was caved in.
You see,
We've recovered some bodies, but they appear to have not lived very good last moments. They really don't seem to take too kindly to other people, these pirates.
really, they never do.
This
They
has
never
happened
do.
before?
Once or twice. Once or twice. Well, I thank you for returning them. I will let Dr. Earhart know that we are no longer alone in these waters.
They left a placard, if you would like to see it. I believe Captain Plum had brought it with him.
See it, I know what it says.
Are they a common problem?
No, not common. A few run-ins here and there, but those few run-ins are messy at best. And you can see that he's no longer making eye contact with any of you. He's looking down at the deck or at his hand. But at least you got them. So I thank you.
The question is, how do we prevent this next time?
Is there any way we can get guns outfitted on our vessels?
Not the Odyssey
One
class.
attack
Not the Odyssey class. The Odyssey was specifically designed for exploration. But once I tell Dr. Ercott that we are no longer alone, I think we can get you one that does have armaments on board. Call it the Charybdis class. Bigger, better armored, slower, but capable of fighting back. And that may prove useful. I think I will be gone for a few days. So your next dives will be guided by Senjar. Good enough dive master he is. But goes to some questionable places. So having armaments might be helpful.
That it would. We don't need a repeat of last mission.
No. But I will begin working on a system for the Odyssey class, a warning system, something to detect when things have been fired in your direction. It just makes things better.
I am very sorry, Denson. Can I roll like an empathy check or something to, I don't know, sympathize?
Yeah, go ahead and
Make
make
him
your.
feel better?
Go ahead and make an empathy check.
Ba-ba-bum. I rolled 3 successes.
You would understand that currently Denzin is reliving a memory within his own mind. Wasn't at all pleasant. Dulcet might know the memory that he is currently going through, and it was rough for the both of you. For the last run-in that Denson had with this group was the day that your father died.
Which is why Dulcet is still sitting close to like the dock of the submersible and didn't come with the rest of the group out.
Yeah, Honey would after seeing the 1,000-yard stare, Honey would have gone up and just placed a hand on his arm and just bowed her head with him, as if expressing that she knows that feeling.
I will begin designing the systems to better protect all of you. I will, I'll take them back on the Intrepid. I will tell Dr. Ericott what is happening, or what has happened, and that we need to begin thinking about upping our defensive capabilities. But thank you for bringing them back.
Yes, of course.
Although I must say, I feel like offensive capabilities will be required before long. If they're willing to do something like this, they deserve to die.
I believe the saying is the best defense is good offense. But Dulcet, it was good seeing you again. Try not to be so stranger, maybe.
Right? We'll see. Just not. This was not good, but we're made of stronger stuff. I know.
Can't always control where the current goes.
No, and I know. I'm not blaming you. I will be okay.
I will return after a few days, hopefully. Though it may take me a longer time to design appropriate systems, but I will have them prepared. And he kind of turns away from you all without really saying much else. And the usual spunk that he has just is gone.
Do any of you think that maybe we could ask like the chef to make something special? Or I mean the chef won't make anything special. Do you think we could make something special?
You have been making your own food?
No, we wouldn't do that, but like if we could, I think it would be good to get him like a little treat. I don't
Yeah,
think like
we
stickers are good for that.
we
But giving him a
definitely
little
don't make our own food in our sterile lab.
Ah,
that would be very rude.
just like I do not have several of many kinds of alcohol and snacks in my locker.
Do you have
Agreed.
do you have any snacks to give to Denson? Maybe like candy. Do you have a candy?
I have snacks that Denzin likes, yes, for when I do things that make him angry.
I think this is a situation where we like slide one of those snacks underneath his door.
I will get you the snack if you would like, and you can add a little note to it since it is your idea.
But I think that will do good for us. I think it's very hard, and that a little pick me up is good. Morale is important.
Honey
If
would growl from her spot. She hasn't moved, just staring after him, and was just staring after him. No, that is not what is best. What is best is to mind our own damn business and let him mourn.
there are things worth mourning, but It is also good to know that you are not alone. If you don't have anyone worth fighting for, then it makes things much more difficult.
And you think a snack will make up for this?
Oh, I know it won't make it up, but it will remind him that it isn't time to be alone. That
The
there are
snack,
people to support.
the snack should be given to him when he returns on his own. And
There,
anybody who pays attention will see Honey grip. She has those dog tags in a death grip, and is just vigorously rubbing her thumb over the tag itself.
respectfully, Miss Honey, I have a reasoning for wanting to give him something while he isn't there. There's a reason why I want to just simply leave it where he will find it later.
I do not think it is a bad idea. And that is my brother. So I think I do have a little bit of knowledge of what is best in this circumstance. And she will head off to her locker, hold. I don't know. What are we using for where we're keeping our stuff?
You have lockers.
Yeah. She will head off to her locker to discreetly grab a little treat for Denzen.
Would you like to write anything on the note, honey?
I've already said what I need to.
All right. In that case, I will leave your name off it since you seem to be against. Uh, and Verdant will write a sincere little note, reminding him that there are people who will essentially have his back no matter what the situation is. And then let anyone who would like to sign it, sign it.
Just after everyone else has put their piece on it, all Dulcet will put is he would be proud, and that's it.
And then Verdant will go off to put this in Denzen's room while Denzen is not there.
Okay. Yeah, he's currently not there. He's up within the main communications area trying to send a signal back to mainland.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is hard to be confronted with mortality so often in what we do, right? But worse at the hands of other beings who should value life the same way we do, and they do not. And I think that is what gets to him is the value, I guess. I don't know. I feel he is afraid that he sent us into the danger, but we made it back. I think we will be okay. And we have learned warning signs for the future. He is a cautious man, but he has our best in his heart.
You know, Well said. I hope that one day my sister talks about me like how you talk about him.
Oh, I would never tell Denzin about that to his face. I would always tell him he is not doing enough because it means that he will push harder. But my brother is the best, and we make a good team. And I hope one day I will be right on his team with him instead of going out under just command. But one day.
Verdant kind of looks a little bit like he is going to cry a little bit. You are a very sweet sister, even if you pretend not to be.
I know I make a lot of trouble for him, which is a bad trait. But I am the best pilot, and he would not. I don't know what he would do without me. Yet, we will see. But I think Scylla is scary to him, and maybe he is worried he could have lost me to Scylla, but they were not there. He has nothing to fear. If I even saw a hint, I really wanted us to leave immediately, but I am glad that we stayed and got real evidence.
He'll nod and simply play with his own necklace. Kind of go quiet.
Marin, did you get any good notes about the whale when we passed it?
No, I know that Verdant knows more about big mammals than I do.
Yes. Um, they're very, very pretty things. Uh, they have like these little beards, essentially. It is very, very nice.
Hmm.
Um, big, big creatures, though. I'm just glad that we didn't run into any of the squid.
The squid, they are my favorite. I do like squids. They have such small mouths and beak compared to the rest of them, and yet we all fear them, right? Because they can swoop us up. And then she just kind of stops and pulls up her hands. But I will not. We've had a grief enough day. We do not need to worry about what we could find in the future. Mm?
Hmm. I think that being able to go to those depths is something special, something no one sees. I am excited if we ever do get to go there, but I can understand the dangers behind it. Um, how lonely it must be to live within the depths like that. It's even harder to imagine just how cold it must be, you know?
Enough. You're only going to make yourself more depressed thinking about what they went through.
Perhaps
They
you're right.
have escaped the mortal coil at this point. After you've seen so many things, you realize that they were the lucky ones. Could have been a better way to go, but they're gone.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, yes, being alive has many troubles, but it's an adventure, and I'm always happy to go on the next. Without adventure, there is no story. And without a story, everything is just quiet. I think that it is a good thing to be able to write a new story every day. It's just a matter of how exciting we make it. Do you disagree with me?
Honey's just shaking her head, not knowing what to say at this point. Her thumbs still repeatedly rubbing over the dog tag.
I mean, and if I'm going too far, feel free to stop me, honey. But you're here because it is an adventure, no? Because you wanted to do something exciting.
No, I'm here
No,
because it's a job.
there are plenty of jobs. Why did you
Yes,
take
but
this one?
she holds up the dog tags because this is the most likely one to get me killed. And then she walks away, heading towards the armory.
I feel like that is a very pessimistic way to do this kind of job, you know?
This is a pretty poor, it's a very poor sensibility, but Mirren and Verdant, if you have a working in a sterile Bunsen burner, would you like to do an experiment where we popcorn in a bowl? Mm?
I think that sounds lovely. We can show you the reef shark, the razor reef shark.
You what?
Yeah,
What?
we brought a shark back on the last mission.
A whole shark,
A
alive or
whole
dead?
shark.
Well, it's mostly a whole shark. We kind of punched a lot of stuff out of it.
No, and
It's
again,
fine.
alive or dead in this
Oh, we
last?
killed it and we brought the body back.
Oh, okay.
We
Then I am excited to see it. Live, listen, there is a reason I pilot this submersible so that I can be inside and not get wet and not get eaten. So,
That is
yes.
incredibly fair. No. It would be very hard to transport it alive, thankfully. But it is so cool looking. Here. Verdant is very excited to show you the shark.
In
Dulcet is
case,
excited to come
in
along
case
and
you want
see
to
it.
see what that shark looks like, it is in the mess hall.
It's in-
I did see this
Yes.
last week. I did tune in.
it has like an armored carapace, so it is harder to shoot. It is so beautiful, isn't it?
I wish I could barb my tail like that, but that would be very difficult. But then I could just, if someone came up to me, I could just whip my tail around and show them who's boss. People like to try to touch things that are not theirs to touch, and therefore, having a barbed tail would be good for
What
those encounters.
what if you just like strap knives to it?
To my tail.
Yes.
I've considered it in the past. I can hold a knife very poorly, like a baby first gripping things that people just stick into its hands.
Okay.
He will look around for some tape.
No. Verdant, better idea.
Yes.
We put little barbs on Dulcet's dive suit.
Ooh, like a ring, but around the tail with spikes.
Oh,
Yeah.
my tail kind of just tucks into the dive suit. It is not out and about. That is, there is not a specific appendage on the back of my suit for my tail to come out. It
What
kind
if
of just tucks against one of my legs.
you know like brass knuckles?
Yes,
What if we put that but around your tail?
I do sometimes put decorative rings, but I
But put
think it would
spikes on the rings.
I would make it a little heavier to to lift. It is prehensile, but not. It's not like one of my hands or limbs. It's more difficult to control.
Oh, I see.
Mhm. Yes, that's why we do not swing from trees like monkeys.
But what if you learned? Like, how cool would that be?
Besides, you're lighter, like the water with the buoyancy stuff, so you're not actually lighter, but it feels like you're lighter.
Oh, but if it's metal, it might rust.
This is true.
We
Are
get
there
pieces of
metal?
coral, and we
Oh,
sharpen up pieces of coral.
Again, I don't know if I really want my tail just out and about from my dive suit. I like it tucked in. It's
yes,
keeps
but
it from
even
getting just. Can you imagine if we had run into the pirates today and my tail was just out and one of them just grabbed it while I was trying to swim away?
But then you would have just hit them with your tail.
And if your tail had spikes, when they tried to grab it, they would get hurt.
Oh, this is a
Exactly.
good point. Wait.
I think that this is something you should look into. I think it is a very good idea.
Do you think that the the captain, Plum, would let us do it to his tail as well?
we could make Mr. Plum one. That would be as a good. That would be a good gift.
It just it's like a bracelet before the end of your tail, and it clips on, and it's got little spikes on it. And you said made of coral. That is not a
Yes.
bad idea.
That way it doesn't rust.
True. I will consider it. I will remember this.
Now, how about that popcorn?
Ah, yes. Hold on one moment. And she goes to her locker quick and she has like a bag of kernels. And she's like, we may need to steal some oil from the mess, but I have the kernels from the surface.
Yeah.
Verdant will pull out like a pot and lid.
Oh, and here I thought we would be using like a metal bowl. I did not think that there would be actual pots and pans in your lab.
We have
Does
the
the cook
excuse of
know?
boiling water.
Oh, that is true. That is true. But I'm guessing the cook does not know. I have to ask, how are you feeling about the food?
Verdant looks at Marin.
Okay, so Verdant has a little bit of a sensitive stomach, just a little bit.
Oh,
That's bad.
I, on the other hand, grew up on fishing boats, so I'll eat pretty much anything.
yeah, I also will eat just about anything. As my pa always said, it's just fuel. It is just fuel for you to keep moving yourself. So, while a little treat here and there is very nice, and that is why I thought that you were correct, Denzin would like a little treat. Um, It is not. It, you don't even have to think about what you are eating sometimes when you eat. You just eat. And then you move on.
Yeah, we just ate whatever we caught.
Um,
So I ate lots of weird stuff.
Fair, fair.
I do not like to eat things that make my tongue unhappy.
Oh, well, I have such bad news for you.
I know.
Yeah, that's why we totally do not have this set up here.
I will remember that this is not things to tell everyone.
Yeah, it's a secret, please.
I will remember.
Do you think Denson would tell on us?
I think it is in your best interest to not tell Denson.
Okay.
Speaking from, he is the eldest. So you know how, like, when the older sibling thinks their little sibling is getting away with something that they never would have gotten away with? That is Denson.
Oh, I don't think that's something I do. I would never do that to my sister. No, no, no.
Well, that is good. But also, you probably do it without even thinking about it. So,
Maybe I do it.
but again, I just wouldn't tell. I'm not going to tell him. Don't worry.
Okay. Yes, do not tell, do not tell.
Begin to make your popcorn, and you continue to talk as the waters outside turn into a deeper and deeper blue as night sets in. That is where we are going to call the session for tonight. But before you all go, we do have questions for all of you. So, did you participate in the game session tonight?
Yeah.
I did.
Yay!
Congrats, you've earned an XP point. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
Was getting out of the getting out of the submersible a risk once we saw the other one blew up.
Honey was being very pushy about finding the other body.
That is fair.
We only kind of heard the whale. We didn't really get any good, like, new
Info.
information or anything.
Facts.
So I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna go no with that one. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC?
No.
Oh no, because I don't have a buddy also.
You can get one.
You can always get one.
Does walking in front of Verdant when we were going into the scary ship count?
No.
Okay.
Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC?
No.
If I make
Honey,
if I
be our
make
rival.
Honey my rival, can I say yes?
I mean, that is a possibility. I wouldn't say no to that.
I don't think Verdant is the kind to get a rival. He's a very nice person. If Honey wants to make Verdant their rival, they have free ability to.
If only somebody would ask Honey about those fucking dog tags.
Well, I'm assuming. I'm making a lot of assumptions.
Mysterious, honey.
To be fair, Honey is
To be
kind of
fair,
scary to talk to.
Did you make a panic roll?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think so because I was just rolling stress.
Oh wait,
right?
yeah, I didn't actually fail, so no.
Somebody got a tremble. It was Trey.
Oh, that
Trey got
Trey
a
developed a
Trendle.
Trendle. Trey rolled a panic roll.
I rolled a panic roll, but I rolled like a 4.
Well, it still counts. You still rolled the
Yeah.
panic roll.
I rolled it.
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? Surprisingly, no.
Boo.
Sorry, I can't have violence in every...
Unfolding except.
Oh no, well that's why... Listen, next week, just wait. Next week will be a great time, I promise. Sam will be DMing. Sam will be DMing, and yeah.
Can't wait.
Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
Yeah, we learned
Yes.
about pirates.
And did you earn any money? I'm gonna go with yes
No.
on this because Denzin,
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Denzin will give you each. He will give you a pool of $150.
A pool of $150.
It is his paycheck.
Oh.
Aw.
No, I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not gonna accept my end. Let this man eat dinner. Let him get paid.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It is a thank you. He will not let you not accept it.
So that's what, 30 each?
Something like that, yeah.
I'll take it, but I'm not happy about it.
Now, how are we handling buying things?
Well, if you wish to purchase things, we can either handle that in session or between sessions. Probably between sessions would be the better thing. You can scour through the items, and I will within the rule book, go ahead and look through the items, and they should have a price listed with them. And then you tell me what you want to buy, and I will think about it because the item has to be within reason. I will not be handing out the sniper rifle that has delayed explosive rounds.
Boo.
What about a smart gun?
What if we get a lot of money?
We already have a smart
already
gun.
have a smart
Honey has
gun.
a smart gun. Even if you have a lot of money, I will not be handing out the sniper rifle with delayed explosive rounds.
But
No, I know what Marin needs.
Now, the question is, do I want the stun baton or do I just want a knife?
I should get a stun baton. The
That
stun
is up
baton
to
is
you to
good.
decide. But
Wait, how does the stun baton work in water?
I will just do.
Okay.
It's magic. Don't gotta
I'll
explain
accept
shit.
that answer.
Yeah, just do.
No, you know what Marin needs?
Hmm.
The funny air pistol.
Or the EVA pistol.
Yeah.
So that I can rework toxins into this, because that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I will consider all of those things between sessions. But until then, hold your breath. Good night, everybody!
Good night.